Hi students, welcome back to our lecture. As I have said that we are discussing about demand analysis, which comes under microeconomics. So we had discussed the first part and we have put the video. Hope that you all have seen that part. Today we are discussing the second part of demand analysis. Okay, let's go to the topic. So what are the exceptions to law of demand? In previous video we have discussed what is law of demand and what are the basic things and what are the reasons behind law of demand. In this video we'll be discussing the exceptions to law of demand. So what was law of demand? Law of demand was the negative relationship or the inverse relationship between quantity demanded and the price of a commodity. So when the price increases, the quantity demanded decreases, and when the price decreases, quantity demanded increases. But there are some exceptions. So what are the exceptions to law of demand? അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഇതുവരെ ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്തിരുന്ന എന്താണ് ലോ ഓഫ് ഡിമാൻഡിനെ കുറിച്ചാണ്. ലോ ഓഫ് ഡിമാൻഡ് എന്തായിരുന്നു, അതിന്റെ കാരണങ്ങൾ എന്തൊക്കെയാണ് എന്നൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ ഫസ്റ്റ് വീഡിയോയിൽ ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്തു. ഈ വീഡിയോയിൽ ക്ലാസ്സിൽ നമ്മൾ ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് അതിന്റെ എക്സെപ്ഷൻസ്, ചില കാരണങ്ങൾ കൊണ്ട് ലോ ഓഫ് ഡിമാൻഡിന് ഓപ്പോസിറ്റ് ആയിട്ട് ആണ് മാർക്കറ്റിൽ കാര്യങ്ങൾ നടക്കുന്നത്. സോ വാട്ട് ആർ ദോസ്? ദ ഫസ്റ്റ് വൺ ഈസ് ദാറ്റ് according to Thorstein Veblen, some customers measure the utility of a commodity entirely by its price. As per the law of demand പ്രകാരം എന്താണ്? When the price increases, quantity demanded decreases, and when price decreases, quantity demanded increases. പക്ഷേ Thorstein Veblen പറയുന്നത് എന്താണ്? ചില some customers will measure the measure the utility of a commodity by its price. For example, we purchase diamonds. We purchase diamond because of its costly nature or because it's expensive. If diamonds are available just for example, for 1 kilo of diamond it's available for 1000 rupees or for 2000 rupees, diamond will not be as valuable and as precious as it is considered at present. So diamond has a value, or people prefer buying diamond, or diamond is considered as a luxury product because it is high in price or it is expensive. That's what Thorstein Veblen says about. അപ്പോൾ എന്താണ് പറഞ്ഞു വരുന്നത്? ചില വസ്തുക്കളുടെ ഡിമാൻഡ് വർദ്ധിക്കുന്നത് അതിന്റെ വിലയിൽ വർധനവ് ഉള്ളത് കൊണ്ടാണ്. ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ, ഡയമണ്ടിന് നല്ല ഡിമാൻഡ് ഉണ്ട്. ഡയമണ്ട് ഹാസ് എ ഗുഡ് ഡിമാൻഡ് among the people because it's a luxurious item. That means the demand for diamond increases when the price increases. So it's opposite to what we have studied as part of law of demand. But ഡയമണ്ടിന്റെ വില വർദ്ധിക്കുന്നത്, ഡയമണ്ടിന്റെ മൂല്യം വർദ്ധിക്കുന്നത് എപ്പോഴാണ്? അതിന്റെ ഡിമാൻഡ് വർദ്ധിക്കുന്നത് എപ്പോഴാണ്? ഡയമണ്ടിന്റെ വില വർദ്ധിക്കുമ്പോഴാണ്, ഡയമണ്ടിന്റെ പ്രൈസ് കൂടുമ്പോഴാണ്. ഡയമണ്ടിന്റെ പ്രൈസ് കുറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ അതിന്റെ ഡിമാൻഡ് ഇല്ലാതാകും. So this form of conspicuous or luxurious consumption is called Veblen effect. So what we call this effect, this exception is known as this effect is known as Veblen effect. So here, as per Thorstein Veblen, as per the Veblen effect, there is an exception of law of demand which is there in the market. Okay, fine. Hope that you the first point is clear. Let's go to the second point. Robert Giffen introduced the case of some inferior goods in which there is a direct price quantity demanded relationship. The next one is put forward by Robert Giffen. What he says is that there is a direct relationship between price and quantity demanded in some goods. As per the law of demand, there has to be an indirect relation or a negative relation. But here what Robert Giffen says is that there is a direct relationship between price and quantity demand. So first we should know what are inferior goods, or what is meant by inferior goods. Inferior goods in the sense that when we are considering their value, they are much low, and when we are considering their utility, it's not much used. in our days or in our life that has a utility, but it's not much valuable in our life. For example, let's take a matchbox. Matchbox is an inferior good. When the price of matchbox increases, that means that what does it mean when the price of matchbox increase means normally in the market everything has an the price level is increasing. That is denoted by an increase in the price of a matchbox. ഒരു തീപ്പെട്ടിയുടെ വിലയിൽ വർധനവുണ്ടാകുന്നു എന്നതിന്റെ സൂചന എന്താണ്? മാർക്കറ്റിൽ മൊത്തത്തിൽ എല്ലാ വസ്തുക്കളുടെയും വില വർദ്ധിക്കുന്നു എന്നതാണ് അതുകൊണ്ട് ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്. So let's go to the example. So such a goods are called inferior goods. So when the price increases, when the price of an inferior good increases, we'll be forced to buy that good because the other goods related to that also increases in price. Okay, for example, let's go to the example given by Robert Giffen. If the price of an inferior good falls, consumers' real income increases. So instead of buying more inferior goods, consumers substitute other superior goods. So what is an inferior good? As I said is that, for example, let's take another example. Bread. Bread is used by all sort of people, and especially the low income people uses such a common good such as bread. Okay, we all use bread. If the price of bread decreases, അതായത് ബ്രെഡിന്റെ വില മാർക്കറ്റിൽ കുറഞ്ഞു, so what we do is that, what will we do? Will we buy more bread or will we buy another good? ബ്രെഡിന്റെ വില കുറഞ്ഞാൽ, മാർക്കറ്റിൽ ബ്രെഡിന്റെ വില കുറഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മൾ എന്താണ് ചെയ്യുക? മറ്റു വസ്തുക്കൾ വാങ്ങും, ബ്രെഡ് കൂടുതൽ വാങ്ങുമോ അഥവാ ബ്രെഡിന് പകരം യൂസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റിയ വസ്തുക്കൾ കൂടുതൽ വാങ്ങുമോ? Of course, when the price of bread decreases, because bread is a basic commodity that we use as a food. We don't like using bread every day. Bread is used when we don't have any other substitute for food. So when the price of bread decreases, we will use the remaining amount of money for buying another better goods. Isn't it? ബ്രെഡിന്റെ വില കുറയുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യും? ബാക്കി വരുന്ന സംഖ്യ കൊണ്ട് മറ്റു വസ്തുക്കൾ വാങ്ങാനാണ് നമ്മൾ നോക്കുക. ബ്രെഡ് കൂടുതൽ വാങ്ങാൻ നമ്മൾ ശ്രമിക്കില്ല, കാരണം ബ്രെഡ് നമ്മുടെ അടിസ്ഥാന ആവശ്യത്തിന് നമ്മൾ ഏറ്റവും മിനിമം യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന, പ്രയാസമുള്ള സന്ദർഭങ്ങളിൽ മാത്രം യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു ഗുഡ് ആയിട്ടാണ് ബ്രെഡിനെ നമ്മൾ പരിഗണിക്കാറുള്ളത്. ബ്രെഡ് എപ്പോഴും നമ്മൾ ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്ന ഒരു വസ്തുവുമല്ല. അപ്പൊ അത്തരത്തിലുള്ള വസ്തുക്കൾക്കാണ് ഇൻഫീരിയർ ഗുഡ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. സിമിലർ ടു മാച്ച് ബോക്സ്. മാച്ച് ബോക്സിന്റെ വില കുറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ ഒരുപാട് മാച്ച് ബോക്സ് വാങ്ങുകയല്ല ചെയ്യുക. വിൽ ഗോ ഫോർ ഗ്യാസ് ലൈറ്റേഴ്സ്. When the price of matchbox decreases, we will not be buying matchbox in an increased number, or the quantity demanded for matchbox doesn't increase. What will we do? We'll go for gas lighters. So here, when the price of inferior good decreases, the quantity demanded of inferior good also decreases. On the other side, when the price of bread increases, or when the price of matchbox increases, ബ്രെഡിന്റെയോ മാച്ച് ബോക്സിന്റെയോ വില കൂടി. So what does that denotes? That denotes that the market, the price in the market is increasing rapidly. അഥവാ മാർക്കറ്റിലുള്ള എല്ലാ വസ്തുക്കളുടെയും വില എന്ത് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്? വർദ്ധിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. So the total price level in the market is increasing and the price level of all goods are increasing. So what we do is that when the price of such inferior good increases, we'll be purchasing more of that good. Because when the price of bread increases, on the other hand, the price of rice, the price of wheat, the price of other commodities also increases. So it's better for us to buy bread more. So it's better for us to buy matchboxes more. Hope that the idea is clear. So this is what Robert Giffen says. When it comes to inferior goods, there is a direct relationship between price and quantity demanded. In such case, quantity demanded of inferior goods falls as price falls. The quantity demanded of inferior good falls as price falls. And and such goods are called Giffen goods, or we can call it as a Giffen effect or Giffen goods. So these are the main exceptions when it comes to law of demand. Hope that the Veblen effect and the Giffen good concept is clear for you. With the rise in the price of such goods, we are here discussing about the Giffen goods itself. Its quantity demanded increases, and with the fall in the price, its quantity demanded decreases. Thus, the demand curve will slope upwards to the right and not downward in the case of Giffen goods. So there is a change in demand curve for the Giffen goods too. As per the law of demand, when the price increases, quantity demanded decreases, and when the price decreases, quantity demanded increases. Opposite relationship, and that's the reason we said that the demand curve will slope downwards from left to right downwards. But as in the case of Giffen goods, the demand curve will slope upward from left to right. It slopes upward because there is a direct relationship between price and quantity demanded. It should be noted that Giffen good is an inferior good, but all inferior goods are not Giffen goods. Okay, so we should also understand, come to the point is that it should be noted that Giffen good is an inferior good. What we said is that Giffen good is an inferior good, but all inferior goods are not Giffen goods. Okay, by discussing more when it comes to the other topic, this point will be clear for you. Okay, fine. So we have studied the exceptions to law of demand. Now let's go to the types of demand. There are basically three types of demand. The first one is price demand. The second one is income demand. The third one is gross demand. So what we have discussed till now is price demand, because we are measuring the relationship between price and quantity demand. ഇപ്പോൾ ഡിമാൻഡ് മൂന്ന് ടൈപ്പാണ്. ഒന്ന് പ്രൈസ് അഥവാ വില, രണ്ടാമത്തേത് ഇൻകം ഡിമാൻഡ്, നമ്മുടെ വരുമാനവുമായി ബന്ധപ്പെട്ട്. ദ തേർഡ് വൺ ഈസ് ക്രോസ് ഡിമാൻഡ്. ഇതുവരെ നമ്മൾ ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്തു വന്നത് ഏതാണ്? പ്രൈസ് ഡിമാൻഡ് ആണ്, അഥവാ പ്രൈസും ക്വാണ്ടിറ്റി ഡിമാൻഡും തമ്മിലുള്ള റിലേഷൻ. Price demand shows the relationship between price and quantity demanded of a commodity. So what does price demand shows? The relationship between price and quantity demanded of a commodity. ഒരു വസ്തുവിന്റെ വിലയും ആ വസ്തുവിന്റെ quantity demand. The price of a commodity and the quantity demanded of a commodity. And we said that it proposes a negative relationship. So that's what's price demand. The next one is income demand. So what's the relationship between income of an individual and the quantity that he demands? Does it has a positive or a negative relationship? Of course, positive relationship. When the income of an individual increases, his quantity demanded increases, and when the income of an individual decreases, his quantity demanded decreases. അപ്പോൾ income demand എന്താണ്? ഒരു വ്യക്തിയുടെ വരുമാനവും അതിന്റെ ക്വാണ്ടിറ്റി ഡിമാൻഡും തമ്മിലുള്ള റിലേഷൻ എന്താണ്? പോസിറ്റീവ് റിലേഷൻ ആണ് ഉള്ളത്. അതായത് വരുമാനം വർദ്ധിക്കുന്നതോടുകൂടി ക്വാണ്ടിറ്റി ഡിമാൻഡ് കൂടുന്നു, വരുമാനം കുറയുന്നതോടുകൂടി ക്വാണ്ടിറ്റി ഡിമാൻഡ് കുറയും. The third one is gross demand. So what is gross demand? Gross demand refers to the change in the quantity demanded of a commodity owing to a change in the price of related goods. So what is gross demand? Gross demand refers to the change in the quantity demanded of a commodity. So there is a change in the quantity demanded of a commodity, but that change is not due to the change in price of that commodity, but due to the change in price of related goods, such as the complementary goods or the substitute goods. For example, when the price of tea increases, as per the we know that as per what we have studied, the demand for coffee increases. When the price of tea increases, the demand for coffee increases. So the demand for coffee increase not due to the decrease in price of coffee, but due to increase in price of tea. So such demand is called gross demand. ഇപ്പോൾ നമ്മുടെ ചായയുടെ വില വർദ്ധിക്കുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ പഠിച്ചു എന്ത്? സബ്സ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂട്ട് ഗുഡ്സ് ആണെങ്കിൽ കോഫിയുടെ ഡിമാൻഡ് ആണ് വർദ്ധിക്കുക. അപ്പോൾ ഇവിടെ കോഫിയുടെ ഡിമാൻഡ് വർദ്ധിച്ചതിന് കാരണം എന്താണ്? കോഫിയുടെ വില കുറഞ്ഞതല്ല, പക്ഷേ ചായയുടെ വില കൂടിയതാണ്. So such demands are called cross demands. So it comes in the complement goods and substitute goods too. So these are the types of demand. So now what is market demand? When we are considering the demand, at present we have discussed about individual demands. When we are adding all the individual demands in a market, we get the market demand. അതായത് നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ ഒരു വ്യക്തിയുടെ ഡിമാൻഡിനെ കുറിച്ചാണ് പഠിച്ചത്. ഒരു മാർക്കറ്റിലെ എല്ലാ വ്യക്തികളുടെയും ഡിമാൻഡിനെ നമ്മൾ ആഡ് ചെയ്താൽ we get the market demand. Market demand for a commodity gives the alternative amounts of the commodity demanded at various prices by all individuals in the market during a period of time. It's very simple. We will have many individuals in a market. So when we are adding the individual demands, it gives the market demand for a particular period of time. To obtain the market demand, we sum the quantities demanded by each individual at a particular price to obtain the total quantity demanded at that price. Okay, geometrically, the market demand curve for a commodity is obtained by horizontal summation of the entire individual's demand curve for a commodity. So here the market demand schedule is given, that is the table is given. Let's look, we have the individual A, the individual B. The quantity demanded for when the price of the commodity is 8, the quantity demanded is 2 for individual A and the quantity demanded is 2 for individual B. So the market demand is 4. When the price is 6, the quantity demanded is 4 and 4 for both individuals. So the quantity market demand is 8 and the individual demand is 8 and 6 for individual A and B, and when it comes to market demand it's 14. So that's how we calculate the market demand. That is the demand for the whole market. So apart from this schedule, we can also have the demand curve. So how the market demand curve is formed. So here you have 3 demand curves and the third one is the market demand curve. The first one is for individual A, that is the individual demand curve. The second one is for individual B, that is his individual demand curve. So by summing ഈ രണ്ടെണ്ണവും sum ചെയ്താൽ ഒരുമിച്ച് ചേർത്താൽ what we get is that we get the third one, that is the market demand curve. So nothing more about market demand. Hope that all these points are clear for you. This is the end of the second part of demand analysis. Hope that everything is clear. If not, you can mail your doubts, you can comment your doubts. Hope that you will watch the previous part too. Like, share and subscribe my channel and comment the topics that you need to be discussed. Okay, fine. See you in the next video.